Hey everybody, Tekken here. Today I'm covering the cancelled Todd Kauffman / Neptune Studios HR Pufnstuf Adaptation. This video is going to be pretty packed, so let's just get into it. I actually got to talk to Todd Kauffman himself about the project. However, this was before I found all the stuff I found recently, such as the Animatic and Animation. But I'll discuss that later on. The project began creation in November 2005, and was going to be a whole new take on the show HR Pufnstuf. He wanted to adapt the show as it was a show he really liked and grew up on. The adaptation was going to be a whole reimagining of the show and would contain original episode plots and not remakes of already existing ones. And of course, was going to be fully 2D animated with stylized but faithful designs of the ever-so iconic characters. And these designs and art style definitely fit the vibe that Pufnstuf goes for, which is fun, bright, and vibrant. But as all projects do, there were some earlier designs and concepts of these stylized designs made, which I'll be showing on screen now. There's quite a lot of work done on this adaptation, such as animation, reference sheets, an animatic of the intro, and even a partially animated version of the intro, which is still currently lost media at the time of making this video. They even got James Black and Rick Jacket from band Finger 11 to compose a version of the theme song for the project, which I'll play a small bit of now.
Once upon a summertime, just a dream from yesterday, a boy and his magic golden flute heard a boat from off the bay. Come and play with me, Jimmy, come.
This project had its own blogspot too, where Todd Kauffman himself would post progress updates about it, and behind the scenes stuff. But unfortunately it got privated around 2016 and hasn't been made public since. Here's a quote from Todd Kauffman from back in 2007 from a Channel Federator interview.
Pufnstuf was just one of those amazing shows from my childhood. My interpretation has always been in the back of my head wanting to come out, so now I'm letting it out. My buddy, Paul Waddling, is just finishing up the storyboard for the opening. He also hooked us up with Finger 11, who have recorded the new Pufnstuf theme song for us. Of course, Pufnstuf was not my creation. It came from the brilliant minds of Sid and Marty Krofft back in the late 60s before I was even born. I only hope that my interpretation of this TV classic will be half as inspiring as the original.
Another thing I asked Todd Kauffman was who pitched adaptation to the Crofts, and he told me that he actually wasn't at the pitch meeting despite being the main person behind the project. Instead, VHX, who are nowadays known as Wildbrain, represented Kauffman for the pitch, and the Crofts actually really liked the pitch. However, the project got cancelled as the option rights to Pufnstuf were just too expensive for Kauffman to afford. Now here's the big thing, the animatic for the intro of this adaptation. For many years it has been lost media until June 28, 2023. This animatic was posted on Todd Kauffman's HR Pufnstuf blogspot I mentioned earlier in the video. As far as I know, the animatic was only available on that blogspot. However, using the Wayback Machine one more time, and using the new information and links I had gotten since I last used it, I slowly screwed all the archived years on the blog, and I had finally found it. When I first found the file, however, it was in a weird Flash format, and thanks to my friend HippieDip, she helped me salvage the file. And this piece of lost media is now viewable once more, and in its highest and original quality. The link to it will be in the description in the comments, alongside all the other things I found from it, including my archive, but I'll discuss that later on. I've been looking more into the specifics on this animatic, and here's what I got. As Todd mentioned multiple times on the blogspot, Paul Waddling helped with the animatic, and seems like the earliest date that the animatic was completed was around 2007 to 2008, but wasn't publicly posted on the blogspot until 2010. And of course uses the Finger 11 cover that James Black and Rick Jacket made for them. However, that's not all I found recently, as I found many pieces of animation and more from the adaptation, such as walk cycles, the theme song in higher quality audio, some rough test frames of Pufnstuf himself, the blogspot's music banner, and even most importantly, a small work in progress animation of the intro. Once again, my friend HippieDips helped me salvage these files as well. I'm really happy with the progress I've made when it comes to finding stuff from the adaptation, as for years I kept running into dead ends and even thought about giving up. But my dedication and my searching finally resulted in some huge finds this year. For years I've been trying to look for an intro Animatic, and not only did I find that this year, but I also found a lot more from it that was also lost. So what now? There's still plenty of content out there from this adaptation waiting to be found and archived, such as the partially animated version of the opening, and much more. I'm even trying to see if I can get Todd Kauffman to grant me access to the blogspot in current times, but I don't know if that will happen. However, I do have a huge archive of stuff from this adaptation saved, so I'm going to do the internet a favor and post my whole archive on the internet archive, so none of this content I found gets lost again. I'll have my archive linked in the description below, as in the comments as well. And that's all for this video, guys. Thank you for watching.